Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the RISEUP Voices from the Frontlines Kidsafe Edition podcast, where we're talking about all things child safety, empowerment, and raising kids who don't just survive in the world, they rise up and lead in it. I'm Krista Fee, and today's episode is a big one. How do we raise resilient kids in a world that hands out participation trophies like candy and tells them they have to love everyone equally? Yes, buckle up. This one's going to sting a little. What you think is kindness isn't. You're clipping your child's wings before they even learn to fly. Sometimes the best of intentions backfire, and too much helping or helping in the wrong ways is actually hurting. Resilience isn't built in a vacuum. Let's start with a truth bomb. Resilience is not handed down like a gift. It's built, earned, shaped in the trenches of real life. Children become resilient not when we remove their problems, but when we support them as they learn how to solve them. Dr. Angela Duckworth, author of Grit, found that success correlates more with perseverance through challenge than with raw talent or even intelligence. So if your child melts down when they don't get picked first or crumbles over a mean look from a classmate, it's not because they're weak. It's because we haven't let them stretch those struggle muscles. When adults swoop in every time a child is uncomfortable, guess what we teach them? You can't do this. We want kids who are emotionally strong, right? But we bubble wrap their social world, manage every moment of their play dates, and solve their every disagreement. Spoiler alert. We can't manufacture resilience in a sterile lab of perfection. Kids need to get left out sometimes. They need to feel disappointment. Not because we're mean, but because it gives them a safe place to learn how to handle the very real emotions that come with being human. The dark side of the participation trophy. So let's talk about this everyone is special, everyone wins ideology. It sounds sweet and harmless and kind and loving until it's not. A 2016 study in psychological science found that overpraising children actually contributes to narcissism. Yes, not confidence, narcissism. And worse, it doesn't teach them to cope with failure. It teaches them to expect a reward, regardless of their effort, behavior, or the outcome. Then we add in this toxic idea that your kid needs to be friends with everyone. And here's where it gets really messy. Not everyone is entitled to your child's time, energy, or trust. Politeness, yes. Basic decency, always. But that's not the same as giving everyone access. If we don't teach children that boundaries are healthy and acceptable in relationships, they enter adulthood wide open to manipulation, coercion, and burnout. Kindness is not the same as compliance, and empathy does not mean your child has to tolerate bad behavior. So how do we build real resilience? How do we course correct? How do we raise kids who know their worth, can handle failure, and still treat people with respect? Here's what really works. Normalize the struggle. Don't rush to fix everything. When your child faces conflict, ask them, what do they think they should do? Or how did that make you feel? And how do you want to handle it? Encourage safe risk-taking. Let them try and fail and try again, whether it's climbing that rock wall or speaking up to a friend. Give them space to stretch. Teach emotional boundaries. Role play saying no thanks or I need space. Let them know it's okay to walk away from unhealthy dynamics. Celebrate their effort, not the outcome. Model resilience yourself. Let them see you handle setbacks without spiraling. Be honest about emotions, but always return to action. Say it with me. We are not raising doormats. We're raising warriors with soft hearts and steel spines. Here's a few parental do's and don'ts. For parents, guardians, mentors, this is for you. Here's a little cheat sheet. Here's some fun do's. Do let them experience disappointment. And what this looks like. When 10-year-old Jax didn't make the soccer A team, his mom didn't call the coach. She sat with him, let him cry, and then asked if he wanted help making a plan to improve for the next tryouts. Ask guiding questions. Do not give instant solutions. Instead of solving Lily's friend drama, her dad asked her, "What do you think made her react that way? What could you do next time?" She came up with a boundary and practiced saying it. Teach that kindness has boundaries. When Zoe said she didn't want to play with a classmate who constantly teases her, her mom supported her decision and practiced polite phrasing like, "I would like some space right now." Praise courage and effort over perfection. After failing a math test, Sam's guardian told him, "I saw how hard you studied. That persistence matters more than the score. What do you want to try differently next time?" When things go wrong, use real consequences, not exaggerated punishments. Instead of grounding Ben for a week for lying, his parents had him miss a hangout and write a letter about honesty. It was firm, but teachable. Life is about learning. Here's a few don'ts. Don't intervene in every conflict. When Ella argued with her friend over sharing, her teacher called her mother. Her mom told Ella, "I'm not fixing this. Talk it through or take a break." And that is just what she did. Don't force friendships or play dates for the sake of inclusion. Josh didn't want to invite a kid to his birthday who constantly bullied him. His dad respected that boundary instead of forcing him to include everyone. Don't say be nice, especially when you mean just tolerate bad behavior. When Mia said she didn't like how a friend was treating her, her aunt didn't say be nice. She said you don't have to put up with that kind of thing. Don't overpraise trivial things. When Liam tied his shoes, no parade followed, just a simple nice job for handling that on your own. It keeps praise meaningful. Don't assume discomfort equals trauma. Growth is uncomfortable, and that is okay. After Ava didn't get the lead in the school play, her grandma gave her a big hug and said, "I'm sorry that hurts. What will you take from this and try next time?" Your child is more capable than you think, and when you back off just enough to let them rise, you'll be amazed by how high they can go. Resilient kids become powerful adults, adults who don't fall apart when life isn't fair. Adults who know how to set boundaries, handle failure, and keep going. Let's raise humans who don't need a trophy to know they matter and who understand that respect begins within. I'm Krista Fee, and this is Kidsafe. Thank you for listening. Stay bold, stay kind, and remember there's nothing wrong with waiting to hand out trophies until they're actually earned.